the garden today, I needed to make my fertilizer, and I make mine out of comfrey. I have the Russian variety. I started with just a few little rootstocks about 8 years ago, and now I have hundreds of plants. I like to plant them around the fruit trees and the fruit bushes and canes like the raspberries and the blackberries. You have to be careful with comfrey because it has really deep tap roots that go like 20 feet or more into the ground. That's how it gets all the minerals that you use to fertilize your plants with. So you don't want to plant this around your sewer pipes or water pipes or anything like that. And it is really hard to kill. So you want to be sure and plant it exactly where you want it to stay, because it can come back. Like, you will think this thing's dead, and years later it will come back. It's really crazy. But I like to use this for the fertilizer, and actually even King Charles in his royal garden or his personal garden, he uses this as his fertilizer. So, you know, it must be pretty good. So a lot of people just take a few cuttings of it. They'll just take and cut. They'll just cut a few leaves at a time and do that. But I don't really mind, since I have so many plants. I just cut the whole plant. I just cut it back, and I put mine in a 5-gallon bucket. And I just keep cutting. This plant has the prettiest flowers that the bees absolutely love. They're pretty purple flowers. And this plant can also be used as a medicinal. It helps a lot with sprains and muscle problems. I just throw it all in there. I don't fill it completely to the top, but most of the way. I should have showed you. This isn't the biggest leaf, but it's got really big leaves. And mine isn't the happiest here. It doesn't like the summer too much, but it still manages to do pretty good. So I put it in the bucket like that, and I pour water on it. And I make sure I use rainwater. I don't use city water or anything like that with the bleach in it. I just use that, and I take my little stick, make sure everything's down in the water. Well, don't pull it out of the water. There we go. And I add a lid to it, and I let it sit for 2 weeks. And I will see you back in 2 weeks and show you the next step. Okay, it's been 2 weeks, and the comfrey has fermented, and it's ready to use to fertilize the garden. Now, I will warn you, this stuff smells horrendous. It smells like the worst pig farm that you've ever drove past. It is really bad. But the plants absolutely love it. It is so amazing, and they grow so good. Okay, so are you ready for the smell? You better be happy you don't have smell-o-vision, okay? So here we go. We got this. Okay, see, it's all moldy and fermented like that. Now, I forgot to mention, I have a tote here that's got somewhere around 40 to 50 gallons of water, and I use rainwater. So I use that. I pour a 5-gallon bucket in here, and I also do a half of a 5-gallon bucket. And whenever I add this is enough to water my vegetable garden. Let's see, let's get about that much. That waters my vegetable garden, and I use the other half to water the fruit garden. So I use my little stick here. It's kind of one of them little fence posts that you can press into the ground, and I move all the bits over to one side, and it really smells bad. I hate this part of it, but I just put it in here like that, and I use a pitcher so I don't get it on my hands. But if you do get it on your hands, I've tried all kinds of different things. I have tried using the stainless steel bars or stainless steel pans. They said that's supposed to take the smell out. Soap doesn't even touch it. But I have found if you take vinegar, and I'll have a video on how to make homemade vinegar. If you take that and you get in the bathtub and you soak in about a quart of vinegar, that will get the smell out. I guess kind of the same principle as whenever a dog is sprayed by a skunk. You use tomato juice, the acidity gets that out. So that's the only thing I've found to get the smell out. So what I do is I just take the watering can and I water. I probably do, I don't know, maybe about 10 seconds or so. I just let it till I kind of think it's good, and I water each individual plant like that really good. And this takes a while. So I have the whole vegetable garden to do. I usually start with my flowers and then do my peppers and then all my fruit. But that's how I water and fertilize with the Comfrey fertilizer. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope this helps. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Bye!